Good morning to all our viewers. It could be a good evening, it could be a good afternoon, depending on where you are. Today, we are here in Swaziland region. We are launching a project called HeForShe. As we know that when we talk about the involvement of women, it is a key priority for women to be supported by men, especially when we talk about mentorship and taking up spaces. My name is Precious Shongwe. You can call me Fusion today because it's a Thursday and we are heading for the weekend. I'm from Swaziland Network of Young Positives. I'm the program manager, and we want to welcome all our viewers as we launch our project. We are not going to take much of the time. We are going to ask that we just bow our heads and we pray as we prepare to start our program that is going to last us for at least 1.5 hours, and we hope that you are going to enjoy and we are going to learn as we deliberate on issues of involving women, especially young women, and mentoring them into leadership space and also availing equal opportunities. Thank you. May we pray for those who can close their eyes. They can close their eyes. Heavenly Father, we thank you this morning for protecting us, oh God, and leading us into this region. We know, oh God, that you are in this place, and we ask you that whatever deliberation and whatever learnings or discussions that are going to take place, you be with us, oh God. You open our minds, you open our hearts, oh God, in the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Thank you for being here, and we just want to welcome you into the space. Can I hear some sound from the young women that are in this room? I want to hear how happy. I want to see the faces, the smiles, the sound. Can I have the sound? You hear that? We have, I'm happy that I am in this region. I've worked in this region for the past, I remember 2008 until 2013. I was in this region and I was working in the communities, and it's so very funny that I'm still coming back to the same communities that I once worked in. I remember somebody saying, "You look familiar, where have you seen you?" So I am honestly happy. Swaziland is one of the most potential regions that can really make change. So I am happy that we are here. We are going to bring change into the communities holistically in terms of reaching out to men in their different ages and also reaching out to women and empowering them into becoming the best of who they can be. And I'm honestly happy. I have been telling these young women in front of me that, you know, they have that thing, you know, that vibe. When you look at people, I'm like, oh, I'm just about to have the best project ever. Because honestly, the kind of projects that are going to take place in this particular region are going to bring so much change into a lot of families and into a lot of individuals' lives. So before wasting our more time, we have Mages Bongile Mamba from the regional RS office, who's going to be representing the RS and is going to be giving us remarks as she's supposed to be rushing to Lobamba, as we know that it is the time of Umhlanga. And honestly, me, I'm going to pass by and come and do some education at Lobamba. I am hoping to be there over the weekend. So let us give Mages Bongile a round hand of applause as she is taking up the stage. Maybe as she's coming up, maybe we just let you know that as much as we are live, but we are also taking pictures of you, and we are going to be tweeting live. And as we are tweeting, I will be writing here how we are going to be doing this. We are going to be live on Facebook too. We are going to share this recording on our Facebook page and also on our Twitter page. And we are, but we are going to be live, and we are going to show you how we can all go viral at this particular moment as we launch this project. Mages Bongile, thank you so much for respecting us today.
Thank you, Program Director. I'm Mages Bongile Lamkwanas. I like my surname, although I'm a member now. Good day, everyone. I wish I would stay here to hear what you are going to learn. Bantu labasha ngiyabathanda. because it's a way of encouraging small people, young people to engage themselves into businesses. I would like to recognize the UN Women in collaboration with WFP, Nature and UNAID. As a region, we are very happy and we hope we will have more of these kind of meetings because we would like to see Swazis engaging themselves into businesses. We have seen many issues of unemployment and unemployment has become a very big problem. So if we see business people like you from Zombodze, from Swaziland too, we are happy about that. I would also like to appreciate the funders because without them, we cannot meet here. We will be under the trees. But we will go under the trees after we have met here. Because taking you from your community to a hotel and then you meet others, it motivates you that what I'm doing is good. So coming here, I think you appreciate it. Can we give a hand of applause to the funders, please? I also encourage the starting of businesses. I'm happy that you will be business people. Let me not call you young people now, I must say business people now. Because very soon you will be organizing the meetings so that you share amongst yourselves. And coming here will also help that someone from Swaziland too will know what is happening at Zombodze. And you will be exchanging your business ideas. Not that everyone will go for saloon, mobile money. There are other businesses, especially if in the rural areas. I can make an example of indigenous chickens. How many chickens can you have to start a business? Indigenous chicken. Can someone answer? I think having 10 of them. Oh. Yes, but with one, it will take a long time to get there. It's a good idea, but I think having 10 will make you a big business person because you can even grow the maize to give it the yellow maize. You can have other, I know the yellow maize, sorghum. I wanted to say the sorghum. So starting a business, it's in the mind. You don't have to have a big man. You should let the business, the business grow itself, not that you start very big and go down, Because most of the time, we feel like if I have a business, I have to have many things, whereas you can start very small. I was making an example of a chicken, indigenous chickens. You can make the nets through the grass, and you put we have a lot of poles in the country. We still have some forests. So starting that business will not cost that much. And it's good for everyone because we don't like the ramtutus anymore. We want to go back to where we were. What I have heard is that you will be encouraged to start the businesses with some token of money that may be given to you. I'm saying that use the money very wisely. Because if you don't use it wisely, before you think the money was there, it will be all gone. So that will not be a good idea. We know got akasiphi sonke niyabona mos labanye bafundzile Some dropped out of school, but we still we have life, we have to live. So with that, with those remarks, I think getting into business will help you to grow up and start your own family while you have some money to do whatever you need. Because once you start a family, you have to feed that family. You have to take the children to school. So if you start a business now, it will grow up and you will be able to take care of your family. Once you start a business, it's your business. You can ask others to help you. You have to be there for your business. Otherwise, if you hire someone, the other someone will start with your her or his business with your money because you are not there. So you must be hands-on with whatever business you are doing. I have seen Tindvuna Tatingundla also attending, and we hope that Tindvuna will make follow-ups to make sure that you are doing the right thing. And I've seen Boba Belapa. I also think they will also motivate you and make sure everyone is participating or is engaging herself in the business. Partners, you are so special, especially he and she. This is a good project, and I hope the whole country, or the whole of Shiselweni region, not the whole country, Shiselweni region, please, let's have this opportunity. Just give every girl, wherever she is or wherever they are, despite that some people may think, this is a joke, but show them it's not a joke. Please spread this project, of which I think it must become a program for all Swazis to benefit. To partners, this is to summer business. This is just the beginning. Please, welcome in Ngetanda Totimbili. Next time you will be here reporting what you are doing, and we could see, if a person has money, you could see that this person is not suffering. Not that you are suffering now, but niyababona bosoma business. Bayabonakala nje nikuhamba bese kuyashintsha niyabona. And I hope Nani, very soon you will be big business people. With those remarks, we will welcome you, everyone in the region, on behalf of the regional administrator and the regional secretary.
Thank you so much, Magemamba. I just want to say we really appreciate for the region to allow us to be here, especially to make change in the Shiselweni region. We appreciate that they even sent a woman to represent the RAS. That's really a huge stride for us as women, especially as we are trying to take up leadership space. At this particular juncture, I am going to give this opportunity to Jackie from UN Women. This woman, maybe while she's coming up, one of our staff was working with her and said, you know the way Jackie feels, the issue of gender and gender equality, you know, even if you wake her up at night, she only dreams of gender. So it's honestly good that, you know, they see her for the first time, young women are like, no, I want to be like Jackie. So honestly, we really appreciate, and Jackie, you can have the floor.
Thank you so much, Program Director. Good morning, Chiserweni. Good morning. I'm so glad we are here. I'm so glad we made it. It has been long in the making, but we are finally here. I had prepared the speech, but I think I was inspired by the representative of the regional secretary. I will just speak from my heart, because that's what I know how to do best. So, regional secretary, representative of nurture, representative of leaders, chiefs in the region, my fellow colleagues from UN, WFP, UNAIDS, my colleagues who traveled with me from Johannesburg, from South Africa, and our colleagues who are doing the hard work, the ones who are soldiering on, Dorcas and Precious and their teams, but most especially the ones for whom we are here, the young women, and all protocol observed. I greet all of you. I am very passionate about young women, you can tell, right? I think the young woman who was saying that to Precious, I spent an afternoon, a morning with her and an evening, and she could just touch the passion I have for young women. I'm somehow convinced that young women can literally change the trajectory of this continent, not only Eswatini, but the whole continent. I really am very hopeful, because young women have something distinct amongst them. I'm not discriminating about young men. Please forgive me, young men in the room. I also love young men. I do that in my house. I have 2 boys and 1 girl, and my son says, yeah, we know who is your favorite. It's your daughter. But it's not true. I only put the emphasis on the young women because for so long, young women have been sidelined. I mean, as an older person, first of all, I want to say, young people, we are very sorry that we sideline you, but especially young women, because having interacted with young women, I have seen that actually young women know what is best for them, and they know what is needed for them to get there. And we as parents and are grown up, we focus so much mostly on what we are doing wrong and not necessarily on what we are doing right. So we are here to support you, to help you do what you do right, but even in a better way. Why are we emphasizing young women? And you saw this Precious announced HeForShe. You may think, what's going on? It's about us, but they are talking about he. What's going on? So we realize that Eswatini is one of the countries that is doing very well when it comes to responding to HIV. I mean, you were the first country to reach the 95, and I hear now, Nsiki corrected me yesterday, say that you're now past 95. You're almost 100, right? So you're doing very, very, very well. But as you're doing very well, I don't know if any of you checked in the new global AIDS strategy, they introduced something called the 10-10-10, which now looks, remember the 95-95-95 was looking at the tracking how you behave in terms of biomedical issue. It was looking at the testing, it was looking at the treatment, and it was looking at viral load suppression. I mean, don't mind even that jargon, it's not very important. But now they realize that there are some other drivers of the epidemic of vulnerability which are not being looked at very closely. Issues of gender inequality and GBV, which keep women vulnerable to get infected. Issues of human rights and other issues of stigma and discrimination. So those are very soft and very hard to track process. So now what we are doing here, we are saying, even though the country is doing extremely well, there is still a group, a population that's still at risk, and that is the young women. And we have seen it in this sub-region and in the region in East and Southern Africa. We have seen that actually, even though the whole population is doing very well, young women are still at risk. During COVID, some of the countries, the infection rate amongst the young women went up, actually, when other populations are doing well. So we asked ourselves, why is it that young women are still very vulnerable? And then we realized that there are some things, what we call commonly in our language, structural drivers of vulnerability. Amongst those structural drivers of vulnerability is the issue of economic dependence. Who amongst here, I don't know if they call it that here, who amongst here knows the syndrome, the blesser-blessee syndrome? Do you know it, the blessers? Who amongst you has a blesser? Let's talk now. Let's talk the truth. Eh? Why do you think young girls get blessers? Eh? For money, right? Just for money, right? So which means if a young woman got her own money, she won't need a blesser, right? Right? See, this is why we are here. Is to make sure that young women in this region have their own money so that they do not need a blesser. I mean, it's not by saying they don't need blesser. We are not against men. No. But when there is a relationship of blesser-blessee, there is what we call power imbalance. Because this person has power on you. A relationship is good, but it's only good when you are relating as equal to equal. When you relate when one depends on the other, then it becomes problematic. Because he may say something and you can't say no. He may say, I know, I don't want us to have protected sex. And you can't say no because he's buying your food or worse, your wig and cell phone. That one I can't understand. Yeah. So we then said, how do we ensure that young women have their own money? I mean, you know, governments mean very well. But you can't dish money every month to everybody. We won't get that money. Unless if we get the oil like what the states in the Arab states got the oil, and I hear they are distributing money every month. I was asking if I could be a citizen. They said, no, it's closed. You can't be a citizen. So it's very hard for government to dish out money. But also at the same time, we know that our young people are very capable of making their own money. So we are here to say, sit together. Let's sit in front of you. Tell us what you can do to make money. Because we know you have all those brilliant ideas. I always tell the youth, have you seen how I get a phone? It's not my kid's phone, but they know it better than myself. Right? So you guys are so knowledgeable when it comes to this technology, to these things. How can you use that to make yourself some money? Or you have skills. Some of you, we can sit here and you paint as we go out. Nobody will even know that I'm the same person. You know how to do all these makeups and stuff. How can you leverage that to make money? Or if you are talented, you're a singer, you're a poet. How can you use that to make money? So I think Precious and the team are going to have fun sitting with you and elaborating and working on these ideas. So I won't take too long, although when I'm with young people, I tend to go on and on. I just want to give you a few examples of where I saw this happen. We have a group of young women. You saw they wrote it there called Young Women for Life in South Africa. So they organize themselves like you, and then they call themselves Young Women for Life. Now, when we started this program, remind me, Puleng, it was 2019, right? 2019. It was right before COVID. Now, these young women are from, I don't know about the state of Chiselweni, but the ones we work with that side are from very, very impoverished settings in the informal settlements. And it looked like there was nothing for them, nothing was gonna go for them. And then COVID hit. When COVID hit, most of them were like shop attendants and all that was closed, so they were retrenched. So what happened was, we didn't know what to do because they couldn't meet. We partnered with Facebook. Facebook trained them, said, all of you have a Facebook page, right? Isn't it all of you here have a Facebook page? You do, right? Exactly the same. So all of them had a Facebook page. So they said, we're going to teach you how to use Facebook as a tool to make money. So that thing that you use normally to check how your friend is dressed and what is going on can actually make you money. So they taught the young women and they showed them how to use Facebook as a platform and a tool to actually make money. And today, I will fast forward. We have amongst those women, there is one who has a bakery and had trained other many young women to be providers of bread and cakes for functions in one settlement. In another settlement, there is one who is a hairdresser, and she takes her appointments on Facebook, and she's now fully booked. You can't get time with her. Another one is doing nails. The other one advertised giving tuition lessons to children, and she's making money using Facebook. So you see, making money is right here in front of you. It doesn't have to be 10 cows or even I don't know how many goats. Making money is right in front of you. So I will be so happy to keep on listening on how many businesses will be developed from this very group here. We also are bearers of good news. This one I don't even think Precious knows. We were told by another unit in our office that they can actually even train you once you have your business ideas and you are able to date because you'll have so much money. I wish you all the best. I haven't spoken of on the HeForShe. The HeForShe, the reason why you see all these bontates around here is because we know we want to empower the young women, but we can't do anything without the men in our communities. So they are here to make sure they accompany us in this project. As they are accompanying us, they are also helping us to uproot all those harmful norms or practices which keep on taking the young women back. So they are our partner in this development, which is why we call them HeForShe. They are here to stand with us, to walk with us, to make sure tomorrow you are the great leaders that you are supposed to be. So all the best for this project, and we'll always be with you. We are just one phone call away.
Thank you so much to Jackie. You know, there's this particular day we're talking with Tembega, and you know, when we talk about issues of gender equality and giving out opportunities, you know, we're laughing along the way, so we're having a discussion, and I was like, you know, so I was telling her that, you know, personally I do have mentors. I have different mentors. I know that when I need this, I will go to this person. When I need this, you know, when I get stuck, I know. I remember the first day they came to do an assessment, you know, and then I wrote to my mentor. It's a man, the person mentoring me, especially when it comes to strategic decision. And I said, hey, I need you. And he's a very busy person. He said, okay, Precious, I am here for you. And I could tell that he's dropping everything from the other end. I said, you know what, they are coming for an assessment. What should I say? Why I shouldn't say? Why should I prepare? He said, take a deep breath and then speak the truth. Give them the reality of what is there and what is not there. Don't try to make something that is not there, something that doesn't exist. So I was sharing with this young woman and saying, you know, as we grow, for us, that is not giving us opportunities. It is because we are trying to be someone else. You remember I said to you, I believe in you, all of you here, as young women, and I said, you know, the kind of businesses that we are going to bring, honestly, it's going to be one of the best projects. I feel it in my blood that this one is going to be the best. And remember, we talked and said, just be yourself. Don't try and be someone we are not. You're a young person, after all, you should be yourself. Don't try to behave, you know, oldish, because you don't want to get to our age when we are very old and we can't, you know, undo certain things. So this is what I want to say, just to emphasize on what J.K. said. Let's just try. Remember, I said, I believe in you. Let's try, and then we walk with you in this journey. And the businesses that are here, A lot of you have said a lot of things that you want to do, but honestly, I see a lot of potential more than what we have seen, but we're just going to take one step at a time and groom each other. And then this part of making these businesses into reality, can we give you and women a big clap for this one? I love such surprises. It's honestly one of the great surprises. I will share this particular story because we're here and I want to inspire you as young women. I've said it in the office, they usually look at me and smile. And I said to people, I didn't have much time for fun when I was a child, but as much as I miss those things, but they've come in handy now. I told people that during my time, when I was around 6, doing grade 1, first year in primary, I would go with my mom to the market. We buy the corn. My mom would cook the corn. After school, I would pass by the road where she cooks the corn, and then I will go to town. There were no buses in Babane at that time. You had to go to a very long route before you can get to town. Oh, these very taxis you see, they were not there. There was one bus, it's no longer there. It was called Special during our time. I would go and sell, and I would be happy when it's raining because I know a lot of people eat corn when it's raining. And it grew me up because I was understanding the situation at home and I really wanted to make change. When I got into high school, I started selling some chips, some sweets, asking some teachers, can I wash for you? Because I wanted to have extra money. The uniform that I would wear, I would buy it with my own money because I was understanding the situation at home. When I had to go to tertiary, fast forward, my mom has never paid any cent. She wouldn't have afforded. I went and I asked for volunteering. I remember we're getting paid 100 rands at Amical. I would be happy they would give me a check for 100 rand. I would be happy. I would call the finance person. Why are not you bringing my money? I have worked so hard for my money. And I love today that I was acknowledging 100 rands, that it really made a huge impact for me. I stayed there for 2 years. We started going for proposals. I didn't have any tertiary. I was fixing my subjects, they're upgrading, trying to get a better grades before I go to the university. And then we're writing these proposals. The Netherlands government that time just accepted what we wrote as young people. I became the youth coordinator. We wrote one proposal. We're reaching out to young people in the municipal because we're based in town. I was the youth coordinator, me coordinating Babane. It was honestly an achievement. And I was paid 700 rands. Now, from 100 rands to 700 rands. Imagine. It really came with a lot of opportunities. People started recognizing me. I remember the network of people living with HIV. And they said, oh, can you come and volunteer? And they would send me to these very big meetings without any briefing. But because I was hungry for change, So somebody saw me there and said, I like the way you speak. You are out there. Can you please help me? I said, yes. What do you have? She was running a clinic, and then she said, I want to start an HIV program. I said, yes, I think we can do some mobilization at community, link the employees into care, and then I start support groups, and I can also offer counseling. I never went for counseling, but then it was passion. I wanted to make change. For the very first time, there was an HIV program at Peak Timbers. Through me, a young woman brought that. I'm proud, I'm happy. You can give me a hand of applause. So this is to say, we are not here because we are capable. We deserve to be here. Because we are hungry for change, we are going for more. So I am saying to us, as young women, I will change to my language. We can do this. So ngibona bosoma business la. So here, Jackie and Puleng, we have indigenous chickens. We have spaza shops. We have those who will be doing layers in this room. And the good part is that they are already trained. So for us, we are just going to do the entrepreneurship, working with Limco Queen, because we have a very good relationship with them, and also develop its entrepreneurship and business management. So by the time of the training, everybody will be carrying their business plans. And let's give M2N Foundation a hand of applause for allowing us to advertise our businesses. under M10 Foundation. You are going to meet them during the training, and they'll be teaching you the app, and at a very low rate. So whenever you want to advertise, they would also help us how to package our, yes, you can give them a hand of applause. So we are still discussing with other business people that are going to come in, and we're going, by the time we have the training next week, we are honestly going to have all of them to talk to you, but we're honestly happy. And at the end of the day, we're all going to have the export days before December. When people have money, we're targeting that time. And you know, we're going to sell our goods at a very high price, you know, not the normal price where you sell it to community. So during the export day, we're going to sell them at a high price, and we'll take you to a very busy place, and you are going to announce it properly and advertise it properly, and you can sell there. And you can enjoy the December vibe where people are making money as young women. So I just want to say, but here we need to learn, I know that we see money and we rush, we want a new weave, we want a new heel, new jeans. We will get there, don't worry, we'll get there in the new heels and the jeans, but the business has to make money before you can start spending. And I am looking forward to have, like I said to you when last week Friday, that we're going to have a bank account different from your bank account. Even if you don't have, but we're going to take you step by step, and we're going to have a bank account specifically for your businesses. Because now we are already grooming you as young women to take up spaces and lead. Bonvuna, Bob Top, the community leaders, we really appreciate the support, Jackie and Puleng, that we have received in the community. You know, it's honestly been overwhelming, and I was like, wow. You know, I have been here, but the leadership that is here now, it's totally different from the one that I had. You know, seeing community leaders, that one change in the communities. I went to one in Kundla. You can see there's already an action plan on the wall. This is what is going to be. I was like, wow, we are really, really growing as a Swatin. They will kill me if I say Swaziland. We are honestly growing. I was seeing, you know, the way they were spot on. I was like, oh, I cannot get this particular age. Where they said, don't worry, we will find it. They will go to your homes and fetch you. You know, we honestly appreciate you, Bobabe. And as we go the journey, they've offered their support to check on the businesses, to make sure that no one is passing through the border, because there's a border where you can just pass through without a passport, because you know the trend when you start making money. And you know these boys will start coming to you because now you have money, but you have to be clever. You understand what I mean? The boys also want money. They now want financially independent women. You understand? So there's no witchcraft if they leave you. This person is doing some calculations and say, like, this one is going to be a burden. Let me go for that particular one. So right now you also be able to make a decision. Does this one fit me? Like I said in the morning, that you also have a social responsibility, to have given them a social responsibility to go back and do dialogues with other young women, adolescent girls and young women. So as much as they do, we're expecting monthly reports on how they are reaching in their communities, because we are giving you this money, this information, the mentorship, and the funds that are coming to you to start your own businesses. But we all have a social responsibility to give back to the communities and make sure that there is no more new infections among adolescent girls and young women, no GBV, no teenage pregnancy. I'm sure you promised me with this one. So thank you so much. We should clap while we have the representative from World Food Programme. SNYP has a very, very, very beautiful relationship with WFP, and we have grown to be at this particular point because I have a very good history with WFP because I worked for them. And I remember one day when we and Nate said, oh, you are going to receive pressures from WFP. This guy was my supervisor, Fred, that time. And Fred was just thinking I was passing by, you know, and then he was staring at me and said, I'm waiting for someone to have a meeting with. I said, you are meeting me? And I was like, what? So, you know, it's nice when people see you grow, you know. I've worked with WFP for 7 years before SNYP, so we honestly have a very good relationship. Their data, I knew it. Even if they would wake me up at night, I will tell you how many beneficiaries we have, how many are malnourished, how many are staying this. They knew very well. So I was that kind of a person. So when I was sitting here, a friend was like, Precious, are you really sure? I said, yeah. And the serious face I was giving him, I said, here, I have another meeting. Can we please discuss and finish? It felt so good as a young woman. I said, wow, now I'm taking up spaces. And it's honestly very fulfilling, and seeing growth and working with them, very, very beautiful. And trust me, I trust all young women. The young women that are here, it's going to be more than what you think you are. We have young women that are even there are young women that are paying for at the university that are doing psychosocial support. We have a good relationship with the University of Eswatini. So we're going to also note who wants to go back to school while doing the business at the same time, because we believe that we can multitask as young women. While we give a hand of applause to WFP representative coming to speak to us. The one coming to speak to us, she will come and ask for data from me. And sometimes I will give her time and say, I know my job. You can't come today. This data is not the way it's supposed to be. She'll be like, oh, please give it to me. So it's honestly very nice when you look back where you have come from as a young woman. And she's also a young woman, I think. Oh, yes, she said yes, because no one wants to age. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Futhi, and for that introduction. My name is Nontsikelelo Dladla Ngimamlambo. Infombe yala ishiselweni eliqolweni. But ke ngiyakwenza ngenza le ehlanzeni kaLafundlamande. Okay, basimele sikhulume isingisi. Okay. Like I've said, I'm Nontsikelelo Dladla from the WFP country office, Eswatini. I am here on behalf of our country director, Mr. Deepak Shah, who could not make it today because of other office commitments, but he sent his sincere apologies for not making it and his best regards for the launch of the campaign today. Program director, representatives from the RS's office, from Nature, our community leadership in the Shiselweni region, officials from the UN Women, officials from WFP, officials from SNYP Plus and Membatsise, ladies and gentlemen, not forgetting our distinguished guests, our young women, I greet you all. I am honored to join you all in this very positive occasion and make a few remarks as we commission the launch of the Resilient Livelihood Support for Smallholder Women Farmers or non-agricultural producers between UN Women and WFP, working closely with SNYP. Program Director, WFP gender policy strongly echoes WFP vision of a world with zero hunger where everyone has equal opportunities, equal access to resources, and an equal voice in the decisions that shape their lives, including individuals within households, communities, and societies. For WFP, the pursuit of gender equality and women's empowerment is central to supporting nations to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals by saving lives and changing lives. The WFP Eswatini Country Strategic Plan, running from 2020 to 2025, is aligned with the government's priority SDGs for food, nutrition, and security. Ladies and gentlemen, WFP ensures and optimizes its presence, role, and capabilities in partnership to advance gender equality and empower young women, girls, and boys. This incorporates contributions toward improved economic status through sustainable livelihoods and prevention practices, food and nutrition security of women, small-scale farmers, including people living with HIV and people living with disabilities as well. The HeForShe project sites, whose mandate is to bring forth changes in the interim, supporting community-based women and also working with local institutions for securing the gender equality transformation agenda, strongly makes visible the WFP and UN Women commitment. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, WFP looks forward to continuing its collaboration with the Office of the UN Women, our cooperating partners, that is Member Tsise and SNYP+, and the entire government of Eswatini, as well as with the communities and people of Eswatini. I thank you.
Thank you so much to WFP, and we honestly really appreciate and value the relationship that exists between WFP and SNYP, and also the beneficiaries on the ground, because it's not the first time we're partnering with WFP. In 2020, 2021, 2022, we reached about 130 people living with HIV and key populations, and there were 68 young people that benefited, especially young women. Now we have young women that are farmers. We have young women that are running very successful businesses. We have those who started having the broilers, some of you that are interested in, and right now they've gone into layers. Some are even selling clothes, so they are really expanding their businesses. So we are not just going to be doing one business, but we are going to make sure that we also expand as young people, and we honestly appreciate the partnership between UN Women and WFP to make sure that the communities, especially young women, they benefit. And we are hoping and praying for more support as the country, especially we've seen the level of unemployment, especially amongst young people, is very high. Looking at also the level of poverty in the country is really high. So when you have young women that take up spaces and can lead their own businesses, we are going to meet the 100 cascade now, as the Swatini is rushing there. For me, I really want to be happy on the 95, 95, 95, but unfortunately, because I follow numbers, we are seeing a drop. And the drop that is coming, especially on the new infections, like I mentioned, it is coming from the young women, especially the teenage pregnancy and the GBV, it is coming from young women. And we are happy that we have our community leaders that are going to work with us in this journey and make sure that we have zero GBV against women, especially against gender-based, especially against young women. I think there's one communities that we are still going to penetrate, especially in Lubombo, where we are seeing sexual harassment, especially amongst young women. You know, we just went there with WFP and we were doing, last year in Sigi, what were we doing? It was the 16 days of the activism. And then I just spoke there, and just one young woman started crying. And when we followed up, I just discovered that I made an example of what she was going through. So we really had to deal with a lot that day, trying to say, and this case was never reported, and because we are noting the number of SGBV, it is incest, especially in Swaziland. So we really need to come together as communities, especially the community leaders, in making sure that girls and young women are safe at communities and justice is taken. I remember in one training, when we're talking with non-security, I said, there was a young woman who just stood up because we did, we usually, before we start any training, we have something that we call a safe space. We dress nicely as young women, if you want to put on your bum shorts or whatever. So we're sitting then having some snacks, and started sharing where we are coming from. And this one just said, please help me. It's been 12 years. I have been sexually harassed. The police know. Community leaders know. Then this person is still out there moving around freely. And it was a very painful discussion that day, but we are happy that working with UNFPA, we were able to work around that issue. They are still handling it, and we are seeing some positive change, especially in terms of justice. So we are going to go through the same situation, because as we start business, we know that as young women also going through certain things. Fortunately, we have REPSI, who offers us psychosocial counseling, who's going to be there even during the training. So we are hoping that we can open up, because some of the businesses won't go well if we don't tackle certain issues. So we are here for you holistically. I know some of you, I said, don't tell me now we're going for the workshop, because I knew that people are going to start crying now when we don't have time. So during the workshop, we are going to be there, and we're going to have all systems in place to deal with whatever issue during that day. Maybe at this particular juncture, before I make people cry, we have somebody from nature. We are honestly happy for the support that we've been receiving from nature, especially from Babane, nominating SNYP until this stage. And when we've been going to the communities, honestly, they've been making sure that they're pulling strings everywhere. We have to go, because it's been quite a very busy time for the country. So even the community leaders, when nature made a phone call, I said, we are coming with SNYP. They just said, okay, we are dropping everything and we are coming. Honestly, the support, especially I want to appreciate Notando, because she is a young woman, she's Notando, you are great. I want to tell you this one. So let's clap hands for Notando as she comes. She can pull strings, this one. She can pull strings, She can make things happen. It's good to have young women that can really pull strings. I hope, Jackie, at some point you will offer her the leadership course that we have all been benefiting from. She deserves it, this one.
Program Director, UN Woman, WFP, UNAIDS, RS and RA's office in absentia. Tindvuna tetinkhundla labameleli imiphakathi nalesihlangane ngabo namuhla, ngiyanibingelela, amen. Greetings everyone and protocol observed. I'm here for nature. I was hoping my seniors will be around, but then I have to take the platform. Thank you so much, SNYP, for the project that you are bringing to Shiselweni region. We understand that Shiselweni is a unique region, but thank you for believing in Shiselweni. We are Shiselweni people. Oh, by the way, I'm from Nature. I'm working for Nature under Shiselweni region as the regional coordinator. So when such opportunities avail themselves, we want to grab them with both hands. So as Nature, we are committing to walk with you in this journey that you have provided us with. Thank you so much for believing in these great people who are the young women. And UN representative there already highlighted that as a country, as Eswatini, we have walked a long way in achieving the 95, 95, 95. However, so it's the however that is bringing us here. If only it was possible for us, we were going to reach the 100. But then there is this however. So it's an encouragement from Nature that as young women, please let's support the idea, let's hold hands and take the flag for Shiselweni higher than the other regions. Are we going to do that? And we can. So the ball is in our hands. Let's try by all means. So as nature, we promised that we were going to be with you, all the steps that we are going to take to make sure that this project is really, we really benefit from it. So we will be part of the monitoring processes. I understand that maybe UN Women, WFP, Swaziland Network for Young Positive, they might be in Babane, their offices. But then as nature, we have regional offices at Shiselweni. So from time to time, you might find that you see nature for monitoring purposes, and you see nature maybe just to check how are things going, and then we provide them with the feedback. So please welcome us in your respective homestead or chiefdoms or Tinkhundla. And we really appreciate the support we've been receiving from, maybe starting from the regional administration's office, Babe RA, Babe Mamba, Babe Mtetwa, who is our regional secretary. Then, and the support we've been receiving from Boba Betinvuna, Siyabonga kakhulu baholo bemmango, ningatsinwa. I really appreciate and I recall that as nature, we've been collecting some data, and one of the indicators we've been collecting was youth unemployment. And one of the problems identified, there was a high number of youth unemployment in the different chiefdoms at Shiselweni region. So today, I am happy, and please make me more happier if we can achieve this. Because it is adding no value to identify a problem if you won't have a solution to it. So today, we are working towards reducing the number of high employment if we are going to be business people. Maybe the following day, you will be giving me lunch because you will have money. You will be business people, and we believe in girls. So let's make this possible. We really appreciate, and in the part, or in the however that we have, that is preventing us from reaching the 95-95. UN quoted GBV, and we know that at Shiselweni, it has been reported in the past that there is a high number of GBV cases. Maybe it's because someone can experience GBV without knowing that this is GBV. So if we are empowered, if we are educated, if we are economically stable, I liked the word which Mama used there about economic dependency. So if we don't depend on someone else for our living, then we will know the right thing to do and the right thing. Like all the time you will know if I have to go to this person, like you will not be a beggar, but you will be dependent on yourself. So please promise me we are going to do this as Shiselweni. Otherwise, nature has opened their hands. We will give you all the support we need. We are here for you. With those words, I thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. We honestly have very strong backup from nature, even from the national office, and as an organization, we really appreciate that. I have a young woman in this room, as we're talking about young women taking up leadership spaces. So we have HeForShe ambassador, Simpiwe Manyika. She is your age, a young woman who is being mentored into taking up leadership space. So we have here, because this is a platform, we have given young women a platform to change their lives. So we'd love to hear from here, what does it mean for young women to have such an opportunity? I would request that we clap hands for Simpiwe Manyika, her voice ambassador. I'm not going to even say what does her voice means because that's her platform, you know. That's why she even has a banner, because this is what she knows best. So I will just allow her. She will briefly tell you about her voice and what it means for her, especially when she's seeing such opportunities being availed to. I like Simpiwe. She's just who she is. Like I said to you, just be who you are. You can come. You see now she's sitting there, she's just being who she is. You want to stand there? Fufu was laughing at me and she was saying, how do you work with us? Like, how do you? I said, you know, you guys make me very angry at some point. But in 5 minutes and then I'm okay. I'm like, this is a young person after all, so I don't have to be honestly angry. So I've just learned to say, oh, now she doesn't want to talk to me. Or, you know, working with young people is one of the best decisions I took in my life. Because I have these very good memories. I sit, I laugh on my own. I'm like, how did I get here? And honestly, I don't want to quit working with young people because this is one of the most best platforms, seeing young people grow in front of you, you know, and you allow them to take up spaces. Simpiwe.
Good day, good afternoon. But I hope it's the afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Simpiwe Manika. I'm not sure what's in about today here, so I'd say all protocols observed. Because so yeah. I'm HeForShe Fund ambassador. What HeForShe Fund means is that we engage, we amplify voices of young girls and women meaningfully. What HeForShe is saying is that us as young girls and women, we should be in those big platforms, in policy making, in laws, in Bobandlangane, everywhere that decisions are made, high decisions are made. So HeForShe is saying that us as young women, we should take up space. We should take up leadership and empowerment. We should be there in those spaces, saying our voices, saying what we want, because after all, they will leave us behind. So why not take up space now? So HeForShe is saying that us as young women and girls, let's stand up, fight for what, because they cannot share what we are going through, not unless we share what we are going through, because they don't know that. So it's up to us to do that and stand up for ourselves. So HeForShe is saying that we as young girls should go out there. I'm just glad now to see you doing HeForShe. So I think for HeForShe and this campaign, it goes hand in hand together because we're still taking up space. So let's fight for what we want. Let's make sure our voices are heard. It's about time now. We have been shattered for a very long time. We've been denied a lot of things for a very long time. So I think now it's time for us to, you know, take up space. Mbogodo. Amandla. Thank you.
Thank you so much to Simpiwe. You know, at first Simpiwe Jack, he could not even speak. At least now she can stand in front of people and she can speak. When Simpiwe, I met Simpiwe in 2018. Simpiwe just sit in her corner and wouldn't want to even associate. She's a very good dancer, I should say. She's more into art. If you can just play some music here, you would see who Simpiwe is. That is her part. But honestly, it's been one great journey that seeing her grow, you know, seeing her taking up global platforms. We are having a lot of girls that are coming out. And one thing I love about her is that now she's mentoring another young person that she goes with into the HeForShe Fund meeting. She's part of the leadership cause. Mandi Sadlomo, one also vibrant young woman who's taking up spaces. So we honestly appreciate the mentorship that is given to adolescent girls and young women. I am going to give Angathi uSteve mina nethi ngibando tawukhuluma ndaniketa tindvuna tam lapha ngemuva. I'm not sure whom you have agreed on who's going to speak on behalf of the community leaders, but I'm just going to do a random selection of the young women we are with to hear from you after the tindvuna what it means. What it means for you, what does it mean, this opportunity to you? So please, because I've been with you, I know, I've seen you. So get ready, I'm just gonna say come and, that's how random I can be. So, Tindvuna Tama, ngathi kuthi ngubani who is representing the community from your side. Sengicela kuniketa lelithuba etela ngembili. So the Shongwes really are taking up, the Shongwes, they like these leadership positions, So it happens that, my brother will be the one that is taking up the stage, representing the community. And honestly, while he's still coming here, I just want to say, I appreciate the diversity of the young women. I am happy. You will see the report, Jackie and Puleng. You will see the diversity that is here. And I am happy that we have reached the most vulnerable young girls and young women in this room. So I am happy that we are really going to see change with you here. You deserve to be here. You are entitled to be here today, never more. But your only role it is to make change for yourself first and for the community. So, like I said, these leadership things, they are in the blood, So I will give Invuna from Zombotse Inkundla, who will be representing the communities, to say a word of remarks.
Siyabonga. Asibonge program director, sibingelele bonke abantu abakhona la ngetigaba tabo, particularly banikati bemcimbi, bantu labasha. Ndangicolela bekunene bengingafisa ukukhuluma singisi kakhulu. Namhla ngiyabahlonipha labantu labasha ngidacela sikhulume leSiswati bese tivakashi tethu senyathumshela. Ndawutama kuba mfishane kakhulu. Thina ke njengendvuna tetinkundla sicela kwendlulisa kubonga kakhulu ukuthi kube nemicimbi lonje la kithi eShiselweni. Sitinkundla letinzathu letikhona la. Sibengilaba mangele embamba nakuthiwa umsebenzi lonjena utosita abantwana laba setinkundleni tethu. Kungaba kucela nje ukuthi kube kuya ngema resources kuba manengi. Kusengathi labantwana banganza because unemployment inkulu kakhulu letinkundleni. Bantu abami lelithuba leniketwe lona namuhla bambeni ngetandla letoti mbili. Akusimvama ukuthi usengaka uphuma esikolweni ngoba labanye benikhani baphuma esikolweni. Labanye benjalo mhlambe ngendeka kube abasicethe nalesikolo. Akusimvama ke ukuthi uthole lithuba lenjenganale ukuthi uhamba uyocala ibusiness. Ngidothi ke kulaba labaseba mhlambe senicalile ukucala kunake inesende business noma bengaze kuthiwa sothola lamanye imadlelo lahlata langcono ngoba ngendeka labanye mhlambe ngebataba ngama professionals ngecertificate tabo mhlambe babe bothishela mhlambe babe yini. But le business leqalwa namhlanje naloniketwa yona inese ngoba imali loyithola ngekwekhola incane kakhulu. Lokuphila ukuthi thola imali ngekwekhola if uyahola but at the same time iba nalenye imali otakhelwe neceleni. So therefore siyabonga kakhulu kulaba labendele umsebenzi ukuthi bantu labasha as young as you are nithole ithuba lenjenganale. Kufanele sinitibongele vele kakhulu. Bese ngishilo ukuthi siyacela kube ngalesinye isikhathi ngathi lo sito lunganza kuzuze nalabanye because ngalesinye isikhathi nakuzuze emunye nje umuntu ku community kuyengathi mhlambe ngeyidrop elwandle. Kepha nje ke siyethemba ukuthi ninendaba sibonelo nabasibonelo nine kwamila lelo kuhlanyelwa la kini namhlanje kutawendela ukuthi nalabanye nanabo bazuze. Bese ke sengipledge isupport as ema community leaders kuthi cha Nkosi yami sitanibambisa thine nje leti nkundla lezi ezivele sivele sitawenda siqiniseko through boba bebucopho siqiniseko nawe mabandla lafanele ukuthi simake sure ukuthi lokho akufi because sikubonile ngaletinye itikhathi 2008 yake yaba khona iprogram la khona kwa imparish abantu labasha nakhona kwaba ngicatsi kwaba imistake kuhlakanipha nje lokuthi banendele lokuthi banikedele lokufanele ukucala kusebenza ngako 2008 la kangwane baniketwa imali encash and ngabona abadle mafohlo lamakhulu nangalana emdolo omkhulu yaphela imali kuze kutochamuka nje nalisito nalo libuyale ka SNYC so lokwenteka konje namhlanje nasiyethemba ukuthi kutawuba indvo lenhle kakhulu nine senveleni sebasema business so lo ngeva bakhuluma netikhulumile labana encourage kakhulu ngaba inhlanhla lembi nje ukuthi khomlo ngaphuma la impela hamba ulala phansi nangabe kushothi wasemaseyisini shothi udlise yonke le team dlise tonke letinkundla you are doing it for Shiselo you are doing it for labantu labangakayitholi labangakutholi kusitakala ngiloko lesingakusho siyabonga kakhulu program director
Niyababona labantu bakasho ngokuthi ba wise they give very sibonga kakhulu kundvuna ukuthi honestly if you heard him he was speaking from his heart and I hope we don't disappoint him and nabo bonke bo ngoba bekakhulumela ema community leaders singa disappoint this kind of opportunities they don't come easily during our time these opportunities were not here and it's your time these opportunities are here so use them wisely never mos so siyabonga kakhulu ngishito ngathi manje ke ngitowenda random selection angisho yes ngishonga sindo random selection lishoko lokuthi what does it mean to you njengemvulo omusha as a young woman ngicela sikhulume ngelanguage as comfortable ngayo never mos ungeda ubukela lemuva yes angithetha ngidawende random selection ngifuna kuva mina ukuthi kusho ukuthini kini kuniketwa le space lensitfola namuhla lelithuba lenditfola namuhla usonzela ngineta lelithuba ukuthi kusho ukuthini maybe nekutibongela ukuthi nithini what commitment are you making as a young women for this opportunity leniketwa yona
Anginibingelele nonke la ngekhathi ku conference room. Igama lami ngikosi ngiphile Ntombi ngwakazikalala ngisuka umphakathi wami semasibini inkundla yami semaseyisini. Sitibongela kakhulu sibandvula abasha phasi kweshiselweni region. Lelifuba lesiniketwa lona likhulu. Some of us besilifuna silidzinga kakhulu silithandazela to start your own business because kufuna umsebenzi nowadays kulikhuni kakhulu. Some of us sithinelana asikacethe esikolweni ngiyalo nje ngibekise lapha emafemini sebafuna bo form 5 nabacasha thola ukuthi wena ude nale certificate salo form 5 so lelithuba leli likhulu kakhulu. Ene ngiyacela kithi thina bosoma business sengidawuthi vele sibosoma business lethuba leli ngicela singaliyeke lini likhulu baningi labalifisile kakhulu thine lana simbongeni kakhulu uNkulunkulu ukuthi sikhethiwe bebabaningi kakhulu bebangakhethwa baningi labalifisile lelithuba but thine sikhethiwe sikhonile kungena lana na ungacabanga abantu labalashiselweni angathi ukuthi bangaki but thine lo 30 lokhethiwe silana lamuhla ngicela silibambeni kakhulu lelifuba ngetanda dotimbili sisebenzeni sidimisele si-empowerishe nalabanye abantu labasha baningi siyayibona i-teenage pregnancy la ngephandle iyanza bantu baya drop out etikolweni labanye bafundzele imisebenzi kude
sekude. So imali nyalo isengcondvweni nasetandleni tethu. So siyabonga kakhulu ku UN Women's na WFP na konke letinhlangano letibambisene for lethuba leli. Sibonga kakhulu ukusichasa. Siyathembisa nathi guys, siyathembisa ngithi. Yeah, ngiyathi siyathembisa kwekuthi sto sebenda mbamba until sireache le level lele dzingwa UN Women. Vele lesikhathi sanyalo emadvodza anawo kakhulu amathuba. Siyawafisa nami nje ngiyafisa phupho lami nje one day ngiyafisa nje kuthiwe babe Khumalo ngicolele ngibe indvuna inkundla nje nami kuthiwe noma sengimember of parliament ngihlele eparliament. Yes. Njengomuntu wesifazane baza njengomuntu wesifazane guys nathi sibonakale kwekuthi we can make decisions, we can take such strong decisions. Nathi nje ku conference room kuke kugcwale thina abantu esifazane not emadvodza odwa, because right now ukukhanze kugcwele emadvodza uthola ukuthi abantu esifazane they are only 2 noma 3, but ngiyathembisa in 10 years to come sibe sireachile leyo level leyo nasingatimisela. So ngiyabonga kakhulu guys.
Angenibingelele emini angengisho ngetigaba tonke kephana. Amen. Ligama lami nginokwanda Dlamini. Ngisuka eShiselweni 2 inkundla. Ngithi nami angithathe lelibonga lethuba ngibongele eShiselweni 2 kuthi nathi bangasishiyeli ngaphandle ukuthi sitawuthola nasi singwa lesitawudliwa nginase kuphele konke lomsebenzi lokhona. So ngithi angibonge kuthi nathi sitawuphuma kusasa sibamfu labehlukile singangeni ukuthi lokungena kwethu kulomsebenzi usaqala umsebenzi uthi uphela siphele kude lesikubambile kephana nathi kube khona lesiphuma ukuthi sikwende siphume siye emangweni yethu ukuthi sikhone ukuchubeka sifundzise nalabanye sibakhuthathe ukuthi usesayimfombatana ungakhona kuphila ngaphandle ukuthi uchubeke unake batali noma unake bo boyfriend kephana ngekutimela kwakho ungakhona ukuthi ube ngumuntu phambili nawe likusasa lakho lichakaze. Ngiyabonga.
The young women have spoken, you know, the way they speak from their heart. So she said, you know, in the next 10 years, there should be women in parliament. I'm one of them, I'm going there. I'm going there, in a few, the next time I'm going to get into politics, trust me. It's going to be one hell of a ride, but definitely I will be there. I'm just putting up systems in place because when you're under mentorship, you know that you need to do this, you know, I'm just putting all my plans the way they're supposed to be. So when I strike, you know, and you are going to find the next minister of gender inequality in Swaziland, and it's going to be me, you know. Thank you so much. We honestly appreciate. We have just come to the end of our launch and gathering, and honestly, we want to appreciate young women for giving us this opportunity to change lives of girls. And I know we are also going to change the lives of other young people on the ground because our businesses are going to mature and grow. You know, they surprised us today, UN Women, and said they are going to make sure that our businesses are being mentored and we are going to turn into bigger dreams. So imagine us employing people in Shiselweni, people moving from Baban, coming to work for your business in Shiselweni. I'm one of the women that are working towards having my own greenhouse. So I'm looking forward into employing other young women in the community where I am at. So I'm working towards that dream. Just going to have a big one where I supply stores, you know. I'm supposed to be a business. You know, when I'm running my business and I'm the minister of gender, the things they balance, you know. And I'm driving those big cars. So we are honestly looking forward to have you as young women grow, and just want to say we are here. You have the right people at SNYP, trust me. Trust me, we have received phone calls and said, wow, these young people have mentored. You know, so me, I know you are in good hands. It's up to you if you want to learn and take what we have. We have young people who are making change. We have a lot of young people that are into decision-making platforms. One day we'll have Nsiki. We're with her in one of the trainings, so she's preparing for her journey. She represents Swaziland in the Ready Plus project. So me, I take instructions from a 26-year-old, you know. She's telling me what should happen with this budget. This money is supposed to go where? We are one. Imagine, so how nice it will be. So you are going to be seeing her, because we are going to give more than providing seed capitals and training, but we're also going to give mentorship in different platforms. And we are saying congratulations for being here, and we are happy, and as we are planning to start the training next week, and we are looking forward to having you next week. And also Boba Dindvona is sisalungiselela ukuthi nalama champions aka HeForShe sisawalungiselela inkundleni, sethemba ukuthi indawo lifafata bese nasitshela lokho ukuthi bobani labatawungena for ukuthi bakhona ukukhulumisa leti indzaba ababe basisekele nathi njengebantu labasha kakhulu ema young women. Sibonga nje kakhulu nekusihlonipha nisho konke lenikwendako. WFP, we appreciate you. We appreciate you more than you can know. And members here who have been having this journey, we have a personal relationship with members, and not just the work relationship, you know. We sit in different platforms where we fight for transparency and accountability, especially for people living with HIV. As sometimes I forget to say this because I think people, they know. I openly live with HIV, and now I got it when I was a young woman, but I've made change. It didn't stop me from who I am, and you'd be very surprised that I'm even beating cervical cancer for the past 5 years. So you should, when I'm saying you're in capable hands, I honestly mean it, that you're in capable hands, because nothing is impossible. Nothing's impossible. I have this little beautiful person there that I'm grooming to take up leadership space. She's a human being of her own. I just allow her to be herself. And honestly, I just want to say thank you. And to all our viewers and all the business people and more funders that are watching us from every corner, that wherever you are, we just want to say Swaziland is still facing high numbers of GPV in unemployment. And we have 4 regions, and we're currently only reaching out to 30 young women, and we would love to have your support in terms of reaching out to other regions and making sure that we reach more young women and young people and women in generally. And we hope that whatever support can come, you can reach out to UN Women, you can reach out to the country authorities in Swaziland, or you can reach us directly. And we are happy to be working with all the business people, as we are going to be knocking in each and every door, whatever you have, as we are trying to change the lives of young people, especially young women in Eswatini. We just want to say thank you. Have a good day and good afternoon, depending on where you are.